And with the Trump administration ramping up its immigration raids, some American citizens with undocumented parents are making a difficult decision, enlisting in the National Guard to protect their loved ones under the military's Parole in Place, the program that protects family members from deportation. As the New York Times reports, some people join the military for benefits, others for adventure, patriotism, or to escape a bad situation at home. But one potential recruit, named Juan, was motivated primarily by a desire to keep his family together. Let's bring in the author of that, Greg Jaffe, national security correspondent for the New York Times. Greg, I found this story incredibly compelling. You spent 8 days with a recruiter from the Oregon National Guard, who you write is offering protection from the government she served. Tell us more about this recruiter and what you learned from her.
Yeah, so she's a Sergeant First Class Rosa Cortez. She's been in the military, about 17 years. And I think what's remarkable about her is that she's also the child of undocumented parents. Her mom came to the United States illegally, got a green card and became a citizen eventually. But so Rosa, I think, knows, or Sergeant Cortez understands, the fear and anxiety that these families face.
In the small Oregon town you visited, a motivating factor for potential recruits was an ICE raid at the Home Depot nearby. That's where a father of 5 who came to the U.S. 23 years ago was dragged out of the store. He was yelling, apparently, his name and phone number. Tell us more about how this is factored into people's decisions to enlist, this and other scenes like it.
Yeah. So there have been a series of arrests, both in the Dells where I was, and then towns in and around that area, which is a heavy agricultural area. So, a lot of people come there to help pick cherries, apples, pears, and then stay and put down roots. And so it's a small, close-knit community. A lot of these folks live in farm labor camps. And so when someone gets arrested like this, everybody knows him, everybody knows the family. And you just see this wave of fear kind of spread throughout these communities.
And like you say, it's something that the recruiter you profile understands because of her own family story. I understand also the arrest of her grandfather at a community festival. Tell us about how she's navigating those two worlds. And has this been difficult for her, or does she feel it's actually helpful to her?
I think it's both difficult and helpful. Understanding the great thing about the Guard is that the recruiters come from the communities in which they recruit. So they're part of the fabric of those communities. But yeah, so so in that sense, it's helpful. She understands what people are facing. She understands the fear. She understands the uncertainty. She understands the shame, I think, that she felt as a child, watching her grandfather get arrested, get deported, watching the family have to scrape money together to try and get him back across the border. But, on the other hand, she's also a soldier in the United States military and has responsibility to be apolitical. She has a responsibility to the federal government that in many cases is executing these raids that are terrorizing and terrifying the community in which she lives and which she's a part of.
And are many of the people who come to her and who have these conversations with her doing it reluctantly? Had they ever thought about it before? When they go through the process, do they have second thoughts?
Yeah, I think lots of them have second thoughts, and lots of them are worried about it. The military is unfamiliar to them at the very least. Oregon's a place where we don't have a major military base, and that makes recruiting especially tough. But it's such an unfamiliar environment. And it's a mix. I think some of them had thought about it in high school and probably set it to this aside. And then this moment comes and they think, okay, this is a way to help my parents. And so it tips the balance in favor of it. I certainly met some who there's just no way they would be doing this if it weren't necessary to protect their parents.